Let me redraw the two-test cancer Bayesian network. Now assume that we already know that the person has cancer. Here in our earlier case, we were finding the probability that the person is having cancer. If we just if I tell you that the person is actually having cancer, that information is given to you, then what is this probability of T1 coming out to be positive? And what is this probability of T2 coming out to be positive? They are uncoupled, firstly, and both of them are 0.9. Now you know the person is having cancer. What is the probability that the test will come in? That is a metric of the test. You know the same metric applies to T1 and that to T2. Whatever lab you do, the belief is uncoupled. So I should say T1 and T2 are independent. When you know info about C. Similarly, if you know the person does not have cancer, then also if I ask you this question, this probability will also be, as we have been described as the specificity of the test, both of them will be 0.2, and that will also be uncoupled. No information about T1, no information about lab 1 will influence your decision about lab 2, because you already know what the condition of the patient. So it is just saying that since the same tests are being used in both the labs, the same probabilities will be there. So T1 and T2 are independent when you know info about C. But now assume that if we do not know anything about whether the person has cancer or not, right? You do not know anything whether the person has cancer, and you have given the patient has given samples to both the labs. Then the report from one of the lab comes early, and it comes out to be positive. Listen very carefully. The patient has given samples to both the labs, and the result from one of the labs comes out early, and it comes out to be positive. What will be your belief about T2? If I talk in very layman's terms, how do human beings reason? Human beings will reason like this, that since I do not know anything about the person having cancer or not, but I have got one of the reports to be positive, and I know the quality of the test is good, its sensitivity is good, its specificity is good, so we know that the test is a good marker of the disease. Since one of the tests is coming out to be positive, my belief will be the other test result will also come out to be positive, because my belief will be that the person is my belief about the person actually having cancer will be increased, and hence I will expect that the second test will also come out to be positive. My belief will be increased, right? This is how logic works. Now this is a very complex situation in which we see we do not have any information about the middle node, and we are thinking that information about this node affects belief about this node. Does probability also work like that? Let us see. Let us compute the probability T2 is positive given T1 is positive. This is only given. No information about C or not C is given. I have given only information about T2 is positive. Follow with me while I calculate. This is from the definition of conditional probability. Now I apply total theorem of probability here. Given not C. Here also I have to apply total theorem of probability. For this they are given C. Now since this particular probability you see, since C is given here, T2 and T1 has become positive, has become independent. Probability T2 equal to positive, T1 equal to positive, they have become independent when C is given, as we have seen earlier also. So for this particular probability I can write again, since I know not C, these T1 and T2 are again independent. For computing this probability, just look at this term. So at this point we know all the values. We know this, we know this, we know this, we know this, this. If we plug in the values, that would be 0.2304. Okay, but so what? What can we infer from that? Till now we cannot infer anything from that. What is the probability that T2 is positive? Applying total theorem of probability, positive given cancer into P cancer plus positive given not cancer into probability of not cancer. We know all the values here. If you plug in those probabilities, plug in those numbers that we know, probability that T2 is positive comes out to be 0.207. That is, probability of T2 equal to positive given T1 equal to positive is not equal to probability of T2. Had they been equal, what is this condition? I just told you in the earlier slides also. If two variables are independent, A and B, then probability of A given B is equal to probability of A. This is independence, right? But here we see that probability of T2 given positive, T2 equal to positive given T1 equal to positive is not equal to probability of T2 positive. So that means T1 and T2 are dependent when C is, when are they dependent? When C is not known. So this is one thing that I want to highlight, that T1 and T2 are dependent when C is not known, and T1 and T2 are independent when you know info about C. So let's just summarize before ending this. In a Bayes network having a structure like this is called a diverging structure. As you can see there, the arrows are diverging. If you know any information about this middle node from which the arrows are diverging, then these two nodes become independent. But if you do not know any information about the middle node from which the arrows are diverging, they become dependent, as we have seen in this case. T1 and T2 becoming dependent when C is not known, and T1 and T2 are dependent when you know info about C. Now, in the next video clip, we will see the dependency and independency rules for a converging Bayes network. Thank you.